This is Common Ground.
Welcome back to Common Ground. I'm Mark, of course, joined with Drew, Lou, and Derek. Gentlemen, how are you?
Good, good,
Good,
good,
bud.
good. As
Good.
good as we can be.
That's it. Of course, this week we're remembering 9/11, 23 years, gentlemen. I can't believe it's been 23 years. I think we're all about teenagers when it happened. And of course, it's weighed heavy on our hearts, and we're definitely thinking about the families and the victims during this time. But, there's some other things that happened this week that we want to kind of talk about, and I'm going to hand it over to Lou.
So, yes, number one, we will always remember 9/11. It's something that impacted all of us as a country, and I know especially for our generation. We were in high school when it happened, so that's something that's going to always be in our minds and in our hearts. But with this week as well, the biggest thing that also, well, not the biggest, but another pivotal situation that happened is we lost two legends in two different demographics, both from a musical standpoint and also from an iconic. Just you'll know when I say it, James Earl Jones and Frankie Beverly. Frankie Beverly passed away earlier this week at 77, and James Earl Jones, the icon, the legend, the myth, passed away at 93. So many things we can talk about. I guess the first thing I wanted to say was a quote that I used to always love to hear from James, where one of his most famous lines was, "I have not yet begun to fight." And this guy is just, we know him. You know exactly who he is, Darth Vader, freaking, was it Field, not Field of Dreams, but like baseball movies,
Coming
film,
to America.
acting. Yes, I mean, we can go down. I mean, obviously, coming to America, here it is. Here's another good one. I am
One
looking for
and
my
two.
son, Hakeem. Like, there's so many things we can say about the
Yeah.
legacy of this man. Um, Derek, you want to start us off with your thoughts on? I guess we can start with James Earl Jones, and we'll go to Frankie after.
Well, he's an icon. He has that voice and is indistinguishable. My favorite movies he played in was Coming to America 1 and 2. And he's just classic.
Yes.
Frankie Beverly, any jazz fest you go to, and anytime you want to just throw on some feel good music and uplift you, you throw him on and the party started.
Very true. What about you, Drew? What's your thoughts on James, and then also a little bit on Frankie as well?
Yeah, James Earl Jones, man, legend, like you said. So many legendary parts. One thing I didn't know about him, his father was a Broadway stage actor as well, which is you do your Googles. His father left the family when he was a teenager, but then he reconnected with his father and started acting with his father back when he was a young actor on stage, which was pretty amazing. They've acted in a couple of Broadway plays together. But one of my favorite movies, Field of Dreams. If you
Yeah.
build it, they will come.
Yep.
One of the most famous, iconic lines that they are. Obviously Darth Vader, The Sandlot. If you guys remember The
Yes.
Sandlot, he was in The
Yes, I was going to say
Sandlot.
that one.
So that's old school. So always a legend. I remember him because all of my family worked at Bell South, AT&T, and he was the voice of AT&T in those commercials for a long time. So that's when I got introduced to him as a little kid, always pointing at AT&T commercials with my mom and my aunts and uncles working there. So definitely a legend. And then, they say things come in threes. We got the second one with Frankie Beverly, part of Frankie Beverly and Mays, or Mays and Frankie Beverly, depending on how you feel like you want to say it. Like Derek said, man, any jazz fest that your parents go to, the parents took you to, in the car, riding in the car with my mom and my stepdad, that's all they would play was Frankie Beverly. That was my stepdad's favorite band, favorite group. So you know, it's just really sad that we lose legends. But I implore you guys that aren't familiar with Frankie Beverly, YouTube him, put it on, relax, grab you a nice little bottle of wine, some whiskey, some Jack, and just relax and just get that real
That's it.
smooth, just chill
Yeah.
kind of lounge. So, but yeah, two
Heck yeah.
legends we lost, man. So Mark, bring
I
it home, man.
Now with the Frankie one, I was listening to talk radio the other day, and there's definitely a lot of women that were calling in very upset, and they were playing his music during the bumpers, and I'm horrible with names, but I definitely recognize the music, and I know, especially me personally, I'm an emotional guy, right? Sometimes I wear my heart on my sleeve. And it's always the worst for me when musicians die, because then I go listen to their music, and then next time I'm all emotional again. I'm like, damn, why am I doing this to myself? But and of course, James Earl Jones, Lion King for me, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
that's like probably where I knew him from. That's where I knew that voice and recognized him, and that was probably one of my favorite movies in the '90s. Right? I probably watch it like 10 times a day, and of course all the other things, Sandlot, Star Wars, and interestingly enough, in Star Wars, the first one, and I don't know about the second or third one, the original first, second, and third, he didn't get credited for, and thankfully over the years they made up for that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And another interesting thing that I didn't know until a couple years ago, and they kind of replayed it. He never met Carrie Fisher in real life until like the mid 2000s, like when it was on The Big Bang Theory, was the first time he met Carrie Fisher, which I thought was pretty cool.
Wow.
But watched a couple of interviews with him over the week, and it's just a good-hearted human being, and definitely lost a good one who had a nice long life. I think he was 92, 93?
93.
Yeah, so definitely got to see a lot in his life, and hopefully I get to do that too. Hopefully we all do.
Definitely.
So.
Hopefully we all do. Amen.
Did you guys go back and watch any movies this week after you heard the news? Because that's kind of what I do.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do this weekend. Hopefully, if I have some time, I want to get the kids together and definitely watch Sandlot. I know they're gonna say, "Oh, this is old." Like, no, respect your history. Okay, like Sandlot was a great film. I know we all loved it. Star Wars, they definitely watch Star Wars, so they're aware of his legacy in that. But like you said, there's so many different ones. The other one that you said, Drew, the baseball one,
Field of Dreams.
Field of Dreams. Like, I know that they won't respect it the way that we did, because it's a long movie, there's a lot going on, but you got to understand baseball and just that passion for it to really enjoy Field of Dreams.
Right.
I got to watch the Field of Dreams at the Fox Theater a couple of years ago.
Oh man, it's legendary.
Yeah, it was great.
Nice,
it was great.
Nice.
It was really cool. So.
What about you, Derek? What movie are you going to watch, sir?
Man, I'll probably watch Lion King and the Coming to America again, for sure.
Yeah, that's good.
Coming to America, yeah.
Tell you.
The original.
So many good gems, man. So many good gems. And then after you're done, you got to smoke a cigar and listen to some Frankie Beverly. You know what I'm saying? Like that's another. And I'll be quick. I'll be quick about Frank. I just wanted to say that he was very underrated if you think about it. Like, we all knew him as an artist and as a singer in music, but it's like you just didn't realize how, like, he was everywhere. He was at cookouts, he was at barbecues, he was at family reunions, he was at arenas. Like, there was some form of listening to his music throughout the entire line of his history of being an artist. So that's phenomenal in itself.
Hell, Derek's even got the Star Wars shirt on right now, so there you go.
Word, nice. There it is.
Word.
Yes, sir.
What, Drew? If you could watch one of his movies right now, which one would you go to?
It's got to be Field of Dreams, man.
Yeah,
it's got to be Field of Dreams.
Yeah,
that's I'm a big sports fan, so that's a classic to me. And it's also a good father-son. If you remember the movie, it's a good father-son movie.
Very
as well.
emotional.
Yeah.
Very emotional. Then, of course, you're thinking about him just passing. I'm sure that's going to make it harder to watch.
Can you ask me that question real quick, Mark? Because I'm pretty sure you guys would be shocked on my answer.
All right. What movie are you going to watch right now?
It would be Conan the Barbarian, actually, because he was really good in that, and it was phenomenal that you had a character like him that was just. There were so many things happening in Conan. It's a throwback, but it was a phenomenal film. You should watch it.
Watched that since I was a long time ago.
I haven't seen that.
Which
since
character
I was a kid.
was
Bro,
he?
I'm telling you, it's worth watching it either with your son or like a few drinks, and just either you laugh or you appreciate it.
What was his character in the movie? I don't remember.
He was like, I forget, he was either like a wizard or something, but just it was weird because he wore a wig too, and that's what was so phenomenal about it. Because normally, James's roles were more so like old school, like he was a grandfather or someone that was retired or something of that nature. But he was something, and Warlock, I forget exactly, but it was hilarious. But he again, he fit the mold. He was so good at adapting to any role that he was in.
Good, good. All right, gentlemen, we're getting close to the end of the time, so we're going to wrap it up, and we appreciate you at home watching, and make sure you stay tuned for the next episode.
Like and subscribe.
Hey.